Upgrades.
Hey, what's going on there, everybody? It's Sam Leggett here representing TeamJVS, here to give you guys another movie review. This is straight from David Fincher's mind. I'm talking about The Killer. This is starring Michael Fassbender, Tilda Swinton, Arliss Howard, Charles Parnell, Sophia Charlotte, but Michael Fassbender is that guy who is the killer. He's a very methodical, closed off, cold, calculative, like everything about his methodology when it comes to not just killing, but everything he does. He is overly critical, overly paranoid, and very precise. But unfortunately, this one time where he starts to overthink something, the moment comes where he misses. And when he misses, it changes his life forever. Even though the consequences of his action has led him up to this anyway, it still makes for a great ride. So first off, I think that Michael Fassbender is amazing in this one. I have not seen Michael Fassbender in a film that I've really enjoyed since probably the X-Men movies, but I think one of his best is definitely Shame. He's such a very talented actor. I did see him in the new Taika Waititi soccer film recently this year when I went to TIFF, but this was his magnum opus. This was the movie that I've been waiting for something from him with. And I mean, not to say he didn't do a great job as the pioneer CEO of Apple, but I love him in this one. I think the other part of that, I love his brutality as an actor, like his ability to be brutal, but yet calm and precise, which is the reason why I think one of his Magneto performances is one of the best that's ever come to superheroes. But with this one, because he's so cold and because he's so methodical, you don't interpret him being able to have any kind of human connection, but he does. And then when you start to kind of see how the cycle of what led him up to this, the people that he has to interact with, the things that he does, the killings that he makes, every single kill that he does in this movie is all precisely laid out. Whether he effectively does it or not, like, it's so engaging. It's so interesting. Like, there was one time where he had just did something, and then he went and took like some piece of paper and put them into like the street where the street sweepers would have taken it, so it never was any trace. The first time that he gets in a situation where how he breaks down everything from the vehicle to the weapons to his helmet to his clothes to his smell, like it's all so specific. And I love David Fincher's approach to how the character works. It's not so much just like he's this killing machine, because he's in situations where he could have easily died. But his precision and his ability to calculate, anticipate, and his paranoia is what makes this movie so interesting, where you have other characters like, you know, Charles Parnell, who's kind of the person that's in the back fold, or like Tilda Swinton. There's an interaction with him and Tilda Swinton's character, who's the expert, at a dinner table. That conversation is just so engaging because we already know what kind of man he is in here, but then we don't know what she's capable of. And it's such an interesting cat and mouse, which is why I love David Fincher. Gone Girl, to me, is so good. And same thing for Seven and Fight Club, because his ability of being able to take two characters or several different characters and make you assume something, but have no idea what's going to happen next because you don't know what they're capable of. And I think that that's one of the most interesting things, down to a situation that happens in the hospital where you see the killer more vulnerable with Sophia Charlotte's character. And you even with that interaction, you don't know the levels and the layers to it, but the performances across the board is really good. Everybody is on their A-tip, but I also give credit to the choreography. Some of the fight choreography and some of the methodical ways he uses to be able to kill people is even more equally as interesting as how he's laying out everything he does. I think the score is actually, it complements that as well, because it's a really silent score most of the time, but when it builds more anticipation to be a good thriller. But it's not a thriller. This is not an action thriller. Like, the way that he kills is very precise. And it reminds me, honestly, if David Fincher had decided to just call this, like shave Michael Fassbender's head and call this Hitman, this would be the most accurate Hitman of any interpretation ever. Because if you play the actual game, it's much like that. Like there's so many different ways, whether it's his dress, whether it's things he does, like his approaches. There's this one scene where he's leading to try to go into a room and he's waiting for like a FedEx person to kind of come through, and he just kind of waiting, buying his time, and then he quickly at the moment jumps. It's so well executed. So it's like there's never something you don't catch. The smallest little minute details of a character, he welcomes in spades. Even Arliss Howard's character, like when he gets into the fray, it's a really interesting thing as well. But yeah, I don't want to spoil anything. This is really good. This is available right now on Netflix. It came out earlier this week, but I highly recommend it. I'd rate this at a 9 out of 10. I think this is a really good, it's a thriller, but it's really not. It's so much more than that. And I think at a certain aspect, it is a character study. It's a character study of somebody that's done something for so long. This actually plays, what was that one movie with, oh my gosh, I'm spacing. Michael Keaton, I just saw it at TIFF, and he did such a good job with that one as well. What is that movie? I'm so spacing on it because that approach is the same for this one. What is it? I am spacing on it. Knox Goes Away. That is similar in certain aspects to this. But this approach is way more serious, way more engaging. But not to say that Knox Goes Away isn't in its own right really good. So when that does drop, make sure you go and check out Knox Goes Away as well. But highly recommend you go and check out The Killer. Let me know what you guys think of it as well in the comment section below. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell button. Thanks guys for watching.